welcome back to the channel, fam. Thanks for tapping in. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you like videos like this.
Why are all of these aliens in the sky? Why are all these aliens in the sky?
Can we trust them?
You're not coming in. I'll grab your little toesy. I'll grab them. I'll grab your little toesy. You're deadly. Nah. Better luck next time. Better luck next time.
That little one is spicy.
Hi, my name is Tisha. I am psychic, feeling clairsentient, and in order for you to understand what's going on in the world today, you have to understand your Anunnaki history. The bigger picture is that we are experiencing a quiet, silent war between the Anunnaki named Marduk and the Anunnaki named Ninurta. They are fighting for control of Earth for the next 2,160 years as we move into and go through the age of Aquarius. Marduk is the son of Enki and Ninki. He was also the god of Babylon. Ninurta is the son of Enlil and Ninmah, or otherwise known as Ninhursag. And Ninurta gained popularity within the pantheon for preventing the palace revolution, or the overthrow of the authority of Enlil. And what have we been seeing in the public eye that's been inserted into our reality? Well, I'll tell you. First, we had the horrible train derailment and chemical spill in Palestine, Pennsylvania. And we're still going through the horrible massacre and child killing in Palestine in the Middle East. And what just happened a couple days ago in Southern California? The Pacific Palisades went up in flames. This is why everyone needs to learn their ancient history, especially Anunnaki history. Don't believe the media, don't believe the leaders of the world, because that's all compromised.
Pick a side, fam.
It's the photo that's become a symbol of hope amid LA's devastating wildfires. This Malibu neighborhood was just about entirely wiped out, yet amid the rubble, a lone bright blue Volkswagen van from the 1970s somehow remains virtually untouched. The van belongs to surfboard designer Megan Weintraub, who was surfing with friends in Malibu just before the fire laid waste to the county. Megan parked the 1977 VW Type 2 van on the side of the road, little realizing the horror that was about to hit. Look at the photo. Nearly everything is reduced to rubble, except for that disco-era van. And here is the van today, parked in the exact same spot where Megan left it when she heeded the order to evacuate. She can't come back for it yet because the neighborhood is still closed to the public. We spoke with Megan and her friend, Preston Martin, who was with Megan when they went surfing.
One of my neighbors sent me the photo, like, Megan, is that your blue bus? And I'm like, oh, I don't know how it survived. And it was like the light in the darkness of all this insanity.
To have a little glimmer of hope of this bright blue VW bus against the backdrop of charred houses it's sad and it's scary, but it's also beautiful.
That's exactly the same blue color seen in Maui.
Like, that's a Korok puzzle, right? Should I go over there? No. It's either the biggest fire pit ever, or we're missing a rock somewhere. What happens if I put it there? Yeah, haha.
Or a fate trap.
Two wing. Two wing. Two wing. Two wing. regular, and spicy. That's 3 wings. Let me be specific and get me the hell out of here, because I'm already stressed out. Cooperate. 2, 1. 1 mile, regular. No, don't do it. Have it my way, that Burger King now. Check it out. Hey. Are you the manager, sir? Yes. Assist me. Bye. What do you need?
Bye. Yeah, we need to make a song of it.
It's 3 a.m. and Brooker Chappelle gets out of bed, only to discover this in his living room. Now this feels like something straight out of Toy Story, but not in a fun way. Creepy alert, right?
What is it?
Someone just tell me!
What are you talking about?
That last one ain't no joke.
The current national
security advisor.
Here's a video that he shared with me before we got started. Jake Sullivan. Just watch it. In about 10 seconds into it, you're going to say, why did you say that? You didn't have to say that. What's your point of saying that? Are you insinuating something? Are you suggesting something? Just watch this here. Go for it, Rob.
I just will say one last word, which is, I hope this is my last time at this podium, at least for a little while. I don't mean that in a negative sense. I mean, the only thing that would bring me back is an unexpected event in the next few days, which, as you all know, is totally possible given
Why would you say
we've
that?
seen over the course of the past years.
Why would the national security
Which
advisor
is fully possible?
say farewell, but go, hey, listen, you might hear from me again if something happens? And I would think, since you're the national security advisor, you have the FBI, we have all these apparatus, you should say nothing is going to happen because we're secure.
And what are they planning?
I heard this story about what they call the spirit frequency, right? And the story goes, there's a guy who had his desk in a laboratory, in the basement of a laboratory, and there was an air conditioning unit that made this rattling sound all the time. And whenever he would sit at his desk, he would see stuff from his periphery. And this is a scientist, you know, like a legit PhD scientist. And he's like, every time I'm in this room, I get paranormal things happening. I hear voices, I see shadows, I see stuff move. And he's like, I'm a scientist. I don't believe in any of that, but it happens to me. So then he started talking to the secretary who works there during the daytime, and she said the same thing. She's like, I see weird stuff all the time. So he figured out that that air conditioning unit resonates at a perfect standing wave right where the desk is. So he put a bunch of devices up there and measured it and found that there's this perfect frequency that's called the ghost frequency. And whenever you get hit by that standing wave, your brain just hallucinates paranormal stuff, you know, like you're more open to it,
yeah.
Right? So I, as a science person, built my own resonator, and I can play that that exact hertz of frequency, and hopefully send a wave through the building.
Right
and
on.
We will see what we can see.
And what's that frequency? If you guys know, drop a comment. And they'll tell you it's normal, packed with minerals.
The ghost spirit is the Illuminati.
Do you believe in it or you don't?
I don't believe in none of that. I don't think none of that. Especially the Illuminati is only us. Like, how are we not benefiting from it?
crazy.
If we're supposed to be running this whole thing, how the get stopped by the cops the other day? Can the Illuminati come tell him get off my ass?
Do you know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job.
You guys tell me, is that even the real Jamie Foxx?
You know, they got the drones that look like birds. Come on now. Come on now. I know I'm a powerful person and I'm in the motherland, but y'all could get the fake drones look like birds from over here. It just dipped and it came back. Y'all tell me, is it a drone or is it a bird? Y'all tell me. I know I'm handsome. I know, but is that a drone or a bird? You tell me, guys. You guys tell me. You guys tell me. Talk to me, guys. You guys tell me. It's been hovering 15 minutes. You guys tell me what you think.
Is Rose tripping? You guys tell me. Heavy Metal Live.
No manches, y mira lo que estamos viendo nosotros ahorita a las 3 de la mañana.
This camera is pointing straight down at this dish of vibrating water. As the ripples in the water hit the edge of the dish, they begin to fold back on themselves, creating these beautiful geometric patterns. The light shining down from above revealed a reflection off the surface of the water. This is called cymatics, the study of sound made visible.
Looks like those stars in the sky. We had enough, just put it back. Not what I expected.
Even if I'm dead, nobody will go upstairs.
Surprisingly, someone managed to break into the second floor of Elvis Presley's mansion. After Elvis passed away, his mansion was completely sealed off, and no one could enter. Years later, the mansion was open to the public, but one area remained off limits. The second floor. This area includes Elvis's bathroom and bedroom, and the bathroom is where Elvis passed away, right next to his master bedroom. Even presidents and high-ranking officials were denied access. Only those closest to Elvis were allowed upstairs. However, when Elvis's daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, married actor Nicolas Cage, Nicolas was granted special access to the second floor. On the night of the 25th anniversary of Elvis's death, Nicolas made a secret visit upstairs. It is said that Nicolas took a brief look at the bathroom and sat in Elvis's chair, seemingly discovering something. Afterward, Nicolas came downstairs and vomited profusely, adding to the mystery of the whole situation.
Is that AI or not?
Do you think most celebrities have a clone?
Oh yeah, I think all of us do.
All of us.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about
You know, that thing that they got in Vegas, that ball?
Yeah.
I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of LED cameras makes that thing up. But guess what? You know, they got people going in there, walking in there, dancing, moving, singing along, shouting, yelling. Each one of those cameras also has a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
They have enough cameras in there to duplicate every person that walks in that ball. Voice, sound, movement. They got the YouTube concert running in there. The digital hologram concert, and anybody could come and see a U2 show. And I was just sitting there looking at the footage from it, and people were getting up, singing along, speaking, moving their hands, dancing. You collect enough movements, you can clone a whole human being. Not only clone, especially if you can get your hands on their DNA, but
Right.
you can create digital clones.
Yep.
And digital clones are the more popular thing right now, because the truth is most of the world operates and lives in and on technology.
And that sphere, guys, gives me the creeps.
Talk about some of the successes you've had with the major food companies and what the reaction was when you started taking them on.
Chick-fil-A was one of the first ones that I took on. I wrote a blog post called Chemical Filet or Chick-fil-A. There was close to 100 ingredients in the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. The company actually reached out to me, invited me to their headquarters, and started to make some changes and improvements to their product. It's still not perfect, and it has a lot of room for improvement, but that was the first step for making me realize that I had a voice and that I could change the food industry. And then from there, I took on Kraft macaroni and cheese, one of the most iconic meals in America, and I asked them to remove artificial food dyes. They were already not using artificial food dyes in Europe, because in Europe there's a warning label if you use an artificial food dyes that says may cause adverse effects on activity and attention in children.
Right.
And they were putting dyes in their mac and cheese here in the United States. We got that out. We got a chemical out of Subway bread called azodicarbonamide. It's a chemical you find in yoga mats and shoe rubber. Subway was not using this chemical in all these other countries.
The rubber that you find in yoga mats was found in the buns at Subway. And you said, hey, can you take the rubber out?
Yeah, well, you know, if you turn a yoga mat sideways, you see evenly dispersed air bubbles. Well, it was doing the same thing in bread. This was a chemical that when it's heated, it turns into a carcinogen. Wow. It does not belong in our food. It's definitely not eating fresh.
And can we do the same with McDonald's?
I figured it was a bunch of locusts or bugs, I don't know, June bugs or something. They flew over our head probably 7, 8 feet. One of them hit the pole, and you could hear it on the ground. I thought it was one of those katydid things. But you tell me, why in the hell would this shit right here be flying around? Somebody please explain to me what the hell that is. And I found out as I was picking it up, if you squeeze that on the end on each end, then it's going to do it one time, then I guess it shuts it off. So somebody, for the love of God, please tell me what that is. What the hell? Stop it.
Let's just ask Bill Gates.
Return the slab. And I know what the technologies are, but in this case, the ET said, you know, would you please stop doing? And Colonel Corso, being a brash young Air Force guy, Colonel goes, "What's in it for me?" And the ET says, "A new world, if you can take it." So I sort of feel like we're at this point in 2025 where we really have it's a fork in the road. Do we want to take that new world, or do we want to stay on the path we're on now that is going to lead to more and more environmental destruction and worse? So I think
these fraternities are bloodlines, so they go long, back in history. The fact that they walk on the red carpet. The only queens and kings walk on red carpet. So how come your American presidents are doing it? Because they're bloodline. 43 American presidents, all the ones who became president, are directly linked to British monarchs by blood. From Roosevelt, in fact, all of them, all of the ones who became president are linked by bloodline to royal families, and the walking on the red carpet, which is the bloodline, proves it. New World Order is found in Latin underneath the pyramid on the dollar bill, Norvis Otis Seclorum, which comes from the Latin poet Ovid, So it's an old Roman concept, Roman term. Roman symbolism is something that needs to be studied because you have the Roman eagle, which was then picked up by the Nazis, and now you find it in America. You find it at the top of the flagpoles, you find it on the federal government, you find it on the dollar bill, the symbol of the eagle. In the landing on the moon, you hear them talking about the eagle has landed. You know, what kind of eagle are we talking about here? And Novus Ordo Seclorum, New World Order, has a resonance with Nazi Germany because in Nazi Germany, you have Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler's first book, the most important known book, was called Mein Kampf. But his second book was actually called The New World Order. He kept on using this term about 1,000-year kingdom. Then we have George Bush later on talking about the 1,000 points of light. Right? We have George Bush using the term New World Order, I think it was in 2000, on September 11th.
Same people, same rulers.
Favorite song? Ready?
Yeah.
Sir.
Oh.
What the? Oh.
Oh.
Oh my god. Dude. Witchcraft. Oh my. There you guys.
He probably knows more, but are we ready? Some dogs are just fooling us.
There were 15 major theological religious movements in the world before Christianity that taught exactly the same identical story of a Messiah who came to the earth, who was born in a manger, who died on a cross, who had 12 apostles, who died with a crown of thorns. Are you aware that there were 15 major religions that had the same identical teachings of Christianity? Most people aren't. And I'm very suspect of a 16th religion, which is copied off of 15 previous religions, and I am told that this one is the truth. I become very suspect. Of course, God's Son, S-U-N, the Egyptians said had an evil brother. He was the Prince of Darkness, and he came out at night to rule the world. When God's Son died and went away, the world was in the hands of the Prince of Darkness, and his name was Set. And he came out at sunset. The Egyptians said that that newborn sun that came up every morning, his name was Horus. In Easter, we have Easter sunrise services, Horus Horizon. That's where we get the word horizon. I'm saying that there are 15 major religions in the world before Christianity that have taught the same thing. It is a very ancient, old story. That's why the Bible's called the greatest story ever told.
I was born into a satanic family going back quite a few generations. In front life, my mother was a sex worker. In back life, she was a slave to some other members of her family and also non-family members who were part of the cult networks. I was sold to a man that I knew as Louis Valou. This guy named Louis Valou was part of organized crime in Lower Manhattan in Chinatown, and he was one of my handlers growing up. There was a period where he was grooming me essentially to take his position, I had to do a lot of physical violence towards other children as part of his initiations, and some of that culminated in public death matches, cage matches with other children in Chinatown for paying audiences. Different politicians would show up sometimes, actors would show up sometimes, and a lot of the really wealthy people who are anonymous would show up. They took me to private islands in the Bahamas, showed me how some of the trainers were living.
Like the Jeffrey Epstein Island?
Among others, yeah.
You were there?
I was there. When I was being taken to these islands, I would see all kinds of popular and famous people. About Epstein himself, he was really able to switch on a dime from, absolute murderous rage killing to just completely pleasant. He could deal with the high-minded and the low-minded, bring everybody to their basest level and send them on their way to experience whatever horrible things they might want. It was a well-run operation. Obviously, it wasn't just him.
Those cults are all over the place. And that's a wrap on this episode, fam. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me. Smash the subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.